What's up, guys? I wanted to go over this game, which was a complete early game disaster, and just want to talk about how I kind of came back into the match and what I did to come back into it. You're going to see in a moment. It's going to turn very bad really fast, and one of the most important skills in Unite is as well, just to stay not tilted, right? As soon as you get tilted, you're going to start playing bad. If your motions get to you, you're going to lose more games. So as long as you try and stay mentally fine, you can still win every game. Of course, it's quite difficult, especially with how matches can go in Unite, and even as a jungle Pokemon, because, you know, invading is a thing as well. And if you get invaded, it's never really that much fun, right? And in this game, I did get invaded. You can see the Snorlax already taking my buff away. And there's some more things that happen as well. So right here, I'm already like in a very bad position now. I lose 2 jungle camps to the Snorlax. I lose my red buff. I lose my Baltoy. And I'm 4.5 in this point. A lot of players would probably already be like, oh, come on, really? Do I need to still play this out? So we just have to try and find experience to get to level 5. My Pikachu's fighting the Snorlax in the jungle, which I thought was kind of pointless because Snorlax is so hard to still take down, very tanky Pokemon. So now I decide to join, and now it's gonna get even worse. So at this point, he runs away. Since Sandy fast, I'm on the chase. I try to go for him, and he has another rest, and then he is gonna live on 1 HP. And I barely just don't get the KO rate. If I full hit, I actually would have gotten it, so I did misplay as well. And then we get taken down, and now it's just like, wow, this game could have not started any worse. I'm not even level 5 yet. My second buff is to respawn, so let me just guide on you on how I came back into this match. Also, I'm playing Tri-Tech Dodrio this game. Decided to give it a try again a bit more. We have double stacking and Razor Claw, and also this early death mean I don't get a stack, and I have 2 stacking items, so it's even worse. So I luckily get my blue buff this time around. Snorlax already looking for the invade again, and obviously it's going to be Tri very annoying. He already lost bot goal this early into the match, which I guess is kind of fine, because this bot goal being down gives us experience, but mentally it's always bad, right? Losing a goal early game is just kind of crushing for your team's mental. Can always happen. He's evading again. I'm not even level 7 yet. I can't go for mid Atarius as well. We try to go for the Snorlax now. And yeah, heavy slams away, still on the chase. We really want to get him, and this time we finally do. The enemies are not here, so we're going to take these Itarias as good as we can, get some experience in. And at this point, I'm still like, I'm just kind of like, whatever. I'm just going to try my best to maybe somehow come back into this game. It is very difficult, still not level 7, not a single stack done. We are level 7 now, get our agility. Jump kick, Tri-Tech is also fine, but I do prefer this, and now we might go down here as well again. And now I'm just like, oh my god, really? This could not be any worse. This is such a disaster. It looks already quite lost, right? This game looks incredibly doomed, but there's one thing on what the enemies might have messed up on, which is giving us these NDDs on both sides. Breaking both goals early game can give you a lot of comeback experience, and also makes your opponents to go maybe a bit too deep, trying to look for some extra scores, or, you know, try to find experience, because now the enemies have like nothing really to do. They broke both goals, of course they can go for the objectives, but getting that safe farm doesn't really exist anymore, so we can slowly come back. I'm still level 8 only at 7 minutes, so still not recovered quite well, trying to get to level 9, looking for my blue buff now. Gonna claim this, and I'm gonna maybe join my team on bot to get that Reggie up, because my team is currently on it, and I think it's actually conceded right now. Yeah, we still have HP. Looking for the Greninja. We step him with a boost out attack, wait for agility, boost out attack again. We kind of look for him, and we find him, and that's a huge KO. Now he's just 9.5 already. And because the enemies are just like kind of doing Regieleki right now, because they think it's better, we actually kind of get back into the game already a tiny bit. I'm finally looking for a stack. Obviously, we should still go top lane to defend, but I just hope my Slowbro is there in time, because I'm not going to make it anywhere. So I'm going to take the stack right here and start my cookie adventure and my attack weight adventure. Finally getting stunned by the Sableye. Also playing against Sableye. It was already tilting enough to, you know, to play against the enemies. And right here I just go for the KO. I know that top is already in. I can't make it that anyways in time. So I'm just going to take the stacks right here and hope for more. Sadly, the Greninja is also here. So we try to take him down with a Tri-Tech boost auto attacks, and the healing is actually enough to get this KO. And now we're slowly in the game again. I'm level 11 after this terrible start. And I feel like this happens a lot, where if one team breaks both goals early on, the winning team is going to make it out of mistakes. I think it happens a crazy amount. And at this point, just use your Unite moves aggressively to find KOs. I would not necessarily go for team fights, right? But using your Unite move to get 1 or 2 KOs randomly somewhere, fighting or looking for a score or push, is very worth it. And it's going to give you back into the game. Because objectives are obviously nice, but they're not everything. They're just great to build a lead. But if you can't, you know, keep your lead up, then it's also kind of pointless. So, in this point, like, comeback experience is so huge that if you're behind, if you just go for those KOs, here we go for the Sableye. I'm confused, right? In the end, I decide, okay, I'm just gonna cleanse it. We go in with a Tri-Attack, boost auto attacks, and suddenly you can see I'm the highest level in the game. Because the enemy's doing some mistakes, I do finally go down here though, which is also quite bad, because again, I was last live in the game. Getting caught right there, also not, obviously not good. It's so difficult playing against Sableye still. Even if it's fake out, or whatever it's called, knockoff. It is so scary, and here he also gets a 340 score in. So the game still looks quite bad, but at least experience-wise, we're kinda in it, so we still have a chance on winning this game just because we caught up in experience. We have these NDDs spawning over and over again, on top left again, so we're just farming a lot of experience, but we're down like 300 points at this point, because 3 of our guilds are down, which is obviously very hard to come back from still, but it means we can clearly win team fights. Here's a try to get this KO onto the Greninja. I have to Unite move just to get him, use my boost auto attack to get him, run after the Gardevoir, use my pull here to dodge from away from the Sableye, try to go back in. I do get the Sableye. Sadly, the Gardevoir lives on 1 HP. But we get 2 KOs at least. We got the enemy jungler too on that Greninja, so honestly, not too bad. And now it's still 2 minutes to go, but we kind of have to score some points at this point, right? Kind of need to score some points. Objectives, again, are not going to matter too much, unless, I mean, Regieleki would honestly be fine, because it would give us some points, right? So we can kind of go for it. But you can see a lot of experiences up as well again. I'm going to go for blue buff and look for something else, either going for the Snorlax, because my top team just already died top lane, so going top lane now is already pointless. So we look for the Snorlax. He does Unite move, and I'm just going to ignore him now. Maybe find the Greninja here. I wanted to just go for a stack, because I'm still only at 3 out of 6. So I want to go for the stack, but sadly couldn't quite do it. And I'll be just going to farm level 14, and after level 14 we can still look for some more things as well again. You have to defend the Regieleki, because the enemies are going to take it. But I'm still very strong right now. Like, I'm confident I can win team fights, as long as Sableye, I can somehow play around Sableye. That's like the only issue I have. I do have agility and full heal, but even that against Sableye is often not enough to actually have those 2 things. I'm going to get the Rip-Off right here, and we look for top lane. Maybe look for a fight, get my sprint gauge up. And we look for these boosted auto attacks right here. Sableye does go down, and we actually stole it away, so this was huge for my team. My team stole it away. I'm going to use my Unite move one more time, because I want to dive right here. I use my boosted auto attacks perfectly to get the Greninja. We get a double KO, we get 50 in. Luckily, dodrio can overcap a goal. If there's Regieleki in, then he just scores 50 instantly, so we get 50 in. And now we are at 5 stacks as well, and I'm level 15. With how bad the early game was, I'm actually level 50 now. Just staying calm, playing the game, trying my best to look for things as much as I can. And now we actually level 15, which is incredible, right? Depending after you saw how bad early game was. And this just always showcases you can farm yourself back into the game, especially if the enemies break both goals. You get a lot of experience, they're going to overextend. I mean, I did the same mistake, though it's overextended sometimes a tiny bit. But at this point, if you're so far behind, you can't just be passive, right, as well. You have to look for those plays. They give you experience back into the game. And hopefully also, you know, result in some points. And now we're honestly not too far behind. It's really not that bad. They still have 3 goals broken, and Sableye is about to cap 45 here, but we stop him. I dodge away from his Unite move. Classic Sableye player. Common Sableye L, honestly. And now we look for that Rayquaza team fight. I want to be very aggressive now, because he's dead. I still have to wait for my Unite move, though. So 5% left. Just looking for some poke right here on the Greninja, who used X attack already, so I'm going in now. Very nice Slowbro Unite. And I'm using my Agility for another boost auto attack instantly, because the Agility Plus gives us a full sprint gauge instantly. And now we're going to look for this goal right here. We probably should go for Rayquaza though, so I'm pinging it right now. This is our best chance of winning the game right still. Like, we shouldn't go for this bottom lane push. We should just go for Rayquaza as soon as we can right now, with 3 enemies being dead. And yeah, start going for it. Sadly, our guys are still capping bot side. So I'm going to use my Unite move from boost auto attacks. And I try to snipe it right here, use my full heal. And then we get it with the boost auto attack. So full healing there as well, because in case I get confused right, I don't on accident, you know, give the enemy over to Rayquaza. And I'm going to rock over top side, try to score my points in. Hopefully no one is here. I see Gardevoir Unite, I dodge away from it. Run around his Psyshock, boost the auto deck back in, and we get the goal right here. And yeah, this is how we came back into the match. And you can see this Pokemon is absolutely crazy. Even with the Agility Tri-Attack build, I would for sure recommend you guys try it out still. Jump Kick Drill Peck is just more fun, but Agility Tri-Attack is also just completely crazy. And this is how we turned around this game, which just looked very, very bad. And yeah, you just have to stay calm, because a lot of people just don't understand that people will make mistakes, right? Mistakes happen to everyone. Even if you're ahead, it doesn't matter. There's so many games where that I've lost as well, because we started making mistakes that cost us the game, and the enemies came back into experience. They were able to start team fighting, and in the end, we actually had a better team comp, right? We had that Slowbro as well, and then enemies didn't have, which is always a huge advantage in team fights. And we had Dodrio, which is one of the, probably the second best Pokemon probably right now still, or like top 5 at least. We also had a Delphox. And yeah, I mean, the enemy comp was also quite fine. That's Snorlax, but and a Sableye. I mean, both comps were pretty decent. But I had, you know, with that Slowbro late game, I felt like if we just get a pick one of their targets, we can for sure win the game straight away. So yeah, that's it for the game. I can maybe look at some stats as well if you guys want to, of course. You guys always want to look at stats, I know that. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. We ended with 13 KOs and 84,000 damage. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you guys in the next one.